Welcome to Simply HR channel. Today we are going to discuss about various methods of selection. In last few sessions we were discussing about the various steps involved in selecting an employee for an organization. And in each and every step we were using either a tool or a method or a technique. So now, where from all those methods and techniques come, that is where this session gets importance. This session is going to talk about selection methods, which are three categories. Our selection method can be either a testing method or a gathering information method or an interviewing method. You name any stage that is involved in selection, employee selection. That stage will have any one of these tools. That is how selection methods are mainly classified into three categories. Selection methods can be either testing methods or gathering information methods or of interview method. Now in this session I am going to discuss about only one method, that is testing method. There are a number of testing methods listed here. I am going to give you a short note on each method and their one or two advantages in application and disadvantages also. So when we talk about testing methods, we generally use cognitive and psychomotor ability testing, psychological testing including personality and emotional intelligence testing, physical ability testing otherwise known as hand-tool dexterity test, integrity testing, drug testing, work sample testing and vocational interest testing. These are generally found testing methods that are available in practice, especially for employee selection. They can be either used at the point of entry or even after joining, at the time of promotion or transfer to some other positions or locations. You may be asked to undergo these testing processes, but in this context we are talking only about entry-level selection method as testing processes. Okay. Now cognitive and psychomotor ability testing, as the name is very clear, that the testing methods that are testing our cognitive abilities and psychomotor abilities. For example, there are certain psychomotor performances or activities of any business should be checked for the compatibility of the person's psychology and also motor abilities. Those places where you are using certain test tools are called cognitive tests or psychomotor ability test. For example, take a telecaller profile. If a telecaller has to attend a customer's call and at the same time check the policies of the consumer usage, consumable product that they are selling, and whatever the grievances that are expressed by consumer or customer on call should be checked with the policy that we have, and appropriately the solution should be provided. So now what all the psycho abilities, motor abilities required for that particular profile, all those things combinedly are going to help the customer who is on call, isn't it? So in such cases what we use as testing tool is psychomotor ability testing. We will have to think before we provide an answer to the customer. We will have to listen. So thinking capacity, listening capacity, we will have to check the rules and regulations before giving a solution to the problem. So reading, understanding, comprehending, then communicating, all these things which are either psychological skills or abilities or motor abilities combinedly we are using here. So that is how cognitive and psychomotor ability testing is helping to check such kind of profiles requirement. Sometimes, many times, these kind of tests can't be run by a HR professional because we are not qualified to run them, as they are generally medically bound tests and examinations. So we will generally hire medical professionals for this kind of tests, either medical professionals or clinical psychologists for this kind of tests. So in that way it's a costly affair. So you can't go for one or two candidate selection with this kind of testing. These kind of tests are actually batteries. They have a composed packages of tests in one session. So they don't put them under any lower cost budget. They'll always be higher cost budgeted activities. So in that case, HR budget should allow you to go for such selection tests. That way it's a disadvantage. On the other hand, it is also an advantage where at the same time you are going to assess a number of skills and abilities required for the particular profile. So once you have exposed an employee to these kind of tests, it's going to be a permanent source of our decision making. So once if you get an employee cross through this stage, you need not ask him to time and again go for such testing. It will be enough for 1 or 2 years at least for further decision making in any case. Next test is psychological testing, which includes personality and emotional intelligence testing. So in this context, personality testing generally checks for personality aspects of an employee. What are the personality features? Whether he is sociable or reserved, he is nervous or he is calm, if he is open or not open, that means reserved, neurotic, psychotic, then reliable, that means sometimes type and AB personality terms are saying that a person who is activity oriented or who is self-motivated will always be doing his job without any supervision. But on the other side, who is not self-motivated will have to be always monitored by supervisors. So what kind of motivation that person has? He has what kind of attitude he has developed towards life, work, salary, money, value for human relationship, whatever. All those aspects of personality can be tested by using psychological testing methods, which is focusing on personality tests. And when we talk about emotional intelligence is covering 4 aspects of an person's intelligence in terms of its emotion. If a person is emotionally intelligent, he should be satisfying 4 conditions. 1, self-awareness. Number 2, condition number 2, social awareness. Number 3, self-management. And number 4, relationship management. So if you are self-aware, then you are 25% emotionally intelligent. You are also socially aware, then 50% emotionally intelligent. You are able to manage your own emotions, then 75% you are okay with the emotional intelligence. If you are able to manage your relationship also, then 100% a person gets emotionally intelligent quotient. So here, if the profile that you are going to give to the particular employee covers all these requirements, then there is a necessity for him to get emotional intelligence tested. That is where this tool is going to be used. Again, this is a highly technical and professional tool by which any amateur HR, beginner HR can't do it. So we need an expertise or expert opinion or technical know-how. That's a disadvantage. So you may either would like to hire outsource expert, or you will have to check for your own calibers to improve to that level of testing. So both are considered here. Now the third testing is physical ability testing or hand to dexterity test. Hand to dexterity test is the test mainly for manual or skilled labors, wherein you are going to check their motor abilities, especially the physical abilities. With reference to a machinery, tool or mechanism that is involved in his work, he is exposed to certain tests wherein On the job, he is tried for his motor ability, speed, fastness, and comprehension of instructions, compliance of rules and regulations. All these things will be tested at a point of time, same point of time, wherein his physical ability is totally tested. Sometimes if you expose an employee or a candidate to work in a machinery, if he is not having any practical experience, previous experience, he will not be showing proper movement of actions. He may be tumbling, mumbling with the machinery. He may be misusing or abusing the tools or the apparatus required. In all those time, it is not only he struggles, but also the organization struggles because of loss of time, because of risk of accidents, and also risk of damage to the machineries. So in all these cases, we will have to get an employee exposed to such kind of tests. The one and only disadvantage that I am willing to point out here is these kind of physical ability testing or hand tool dexterity testing are possible only with the help of machineries. So if you have only adequate machineries for the employees to work at it, for testing purpose you can't engage another machinery for employee selection itself. So in that case, you will have to either spare some employees from their daily routine and use one of the machineries for employee selection. That's a great disadvantage, wherein you are actually losing that man-hour of the particular employee who is exempted to work for the sake of this selection, isn't it? So that way it's a disadvantage. Then the next test is integrity testing. Integrity testing means how far we are showing our integrity with our colleagues, our relationships with our boss, with our subordinates, and whatever responsibilities, commitments entrusted to a particular employee at work, how much ever it is integrity wise okay. These are the things that we are testing using integrity. With an example, if you want me to explain, let us take a profile of petty cashier. So a petty cashier will always be entrusted with an amount of money for day-to-day affairs, to meet the expenses that are day-to-day basis. So in that case, always there is a requirement for him to maintain records, documents, vouchers, and produce them at the end of the particular period for which the petty cash was given. For example, if the petty cash was given for monthly basis, then every month start he will get the amount, and the entire month whatever expenses he come across within the required parameter or permitted expenses, he will have to bear them from the petty cash given to him, and end of the month he has to settle them with the appropriate vouchers. So in this case, if he is able to provide vouchers and satisfy the superior who has entrusted the money with him, he is integrity wise tested okay. Nowadays, at the time of corruption and bribery scenario, he can get such vouchers from any source which is cooked up source or not a reliable source, just by offering some bribes. So how to test whether really he is an integrated person or he works to the convenience? That is where the integrity test helps the HR to check his nature of trustworthiness. So that also helps us to check such kind of profiles wherein trustworthiness, honesty, integrity are expected to be on higher level order. These kind of results, you can't express them face to face. If they are positives, okay, people will accept, will be happy about knowing about their positive results. But if the results are negative, then you can't tell them straight away face to face. That's a hesitation that always a HR will face. So in that case, what happens generally, that's a disadvantage of using integrity tool. In that case, you can collaborate this tool with all other tools and tell in general your scores are not okay. That's an idea. That is the way HRs are handling such a critical or awkward positions. So that is how integrity testing helps a HR to get through the nature of integrated personality of our employees. Then drug testing, which we earlier discussed during one of the stages of selection. Drug testing generally tests for the compatibility of the employee with reference to the chemicals, fumes and gases that are involved in the production process. So generally these kind of testing is expected to be carried out for a person who is involved in such kind of operational activities. They are generally mandatory by laws. Factory law insists on such kind of tests to be taken. Just because it is mandatory by law, you can't skip them. You will have to, without any question, they are necessitated in the selection method. But for white collar jobs and other jobs wherein chemicals, fumes and gases are not involved, these kind of tests are not necessary. The next test is work sample test. Sometimes work sample test is taken for identifying true performers and their uniqueness in terms of their performance and productivity. That's where this work sample test gives us results with reference to fastness, speedness, the unit of number of units produced in a given time with limited resource, limited time, limited infrastructure. All these tests can be done, and if you have specific requirement for a particular person to work on targets, these kind of work sample test is necessitated. So these kind of work sample tests are also having one disadvantage, wherein this work sample test has to be conducted on the job only. So if it is based on certain machineries and the tools requirement, then those machineries should be left free for these testing time. At that time, whoever is engaged in the particular machinery have to spare their office hours, their duty hours. So mandates can be lost. Like that, work sample test also has an disadvantage. Next test is vocational interest test. This is just for the futuristic focus. You may be selecting an employee for a particular profile at a particular to be employed at a particular activity. But when using vocational interest testing, a HR is at an advantage to use this one employee for a multiple crafts, multiple skills. If you have all of a sudden you find a vacancy in a particular department wherein you don't find equal opportunity or equivalent replacement candidates, then these vocational tests which you are conducting at the entry point will help us. For example, if a person is selected for one profile and if you had conducted this vocational interest test already, he would have shown expressed interest in terms of other crafts and skills also. So those skills will help you to find a appropriate replacement for a unprecedented vacancy. That's how this vocational interest testing helps us. So there are a number of tools available online, even from standard sources. Those will help us to conduct this interest test also very successfully. These interest tests helps us in major ways, especially during career planning and succession planning. That is an advantage of this interest testing. With this, let me conclude the session. The rest of the selection methods will be the next discussion part. Thank you so much.